Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Fabled Lands. Now we find ourselves once again in the city of Yarimura. We had a bit of a accident last time, but I was able to turn it to my advantage and go and do one or two things I'd been meaning to do back down in Golnir anyway. So here we are again, with similar goals and objectives to last time. Yarimura is a young city. Its buildings are finely constructed houses of wood and stone with pagoda-style roofs. The clan of the White Spear, exiles from the east, rule the city. 100 years ago, civil war raged in Akatsurai. The clan was forced to flee in its ships to the west. Unable to find refuge in Saqqara, the clan founded Yarimura, the clan's fiercely loyal samurai warriors easily suppressing the local nomad tribes. The current daimyo, the chief of the clan, is Lord Kumanosu. He dreams of the day he will return to Akatsurai as shogun of the empire. To leave Yarimura by sea, or to buy and sell ships, visit the harbour master at the sea barrier. To buy or sell cargo, visit the silk market. We will leave town, our packs laden with supplies, mostly potions. Now, here on the Great Steps, we have 3 particular objectives we would like to try to achieve. In order of significance, we want to recover the stolen mirror of Nisoderu. We also would like to obtain the parrot fungus and witch's hand. There is a third thing we might like to do while we're up here, but it's risky. And it would involve heading out to the nomad camp over here. So let's head down to the Gemstone Hills. You are strolling through an area of low, rolling hills, the Gemstone Hills. They are lush and green and covered in woods. It is strangely quiet. There are no birds singing in the trees, and you see no woodland animals. You come across a tall stone slab set into the side of a hill. A rune has been carved on it, which you reckon to be the mark of the Trowel, creatures of the underworld. We will not mess with the Trowel at this point in time. You're in between the Gemstone Hills and the citadel of Velis Corin. A vast army has made camp near here, some miles north of the citadel. It is alive with activity. Caravans of supplies and camp followers are everywhere. You learn that it is the army of the Northern Alliance, led by General Beladai. Beladai was the commander-in-chief of King Corin of Saqqara's army before Grieve Marlock usurped his throne. Now the new king in exile has made an alliance with the Horde of the Thousand Winds, the Trow and the Mannequin people of the Sky Mountain. Together they hope to take the citadel and put the king back on the throne. They are readying themselves to march south and lay siege to the citadel, but the citadel is supposed to be invincible. Let's pass on by. You're travelling across the plains. To the south lie the mountains of the Spine of Harkoon, with white-peaked Sky Mountain towering above the rest. Night falls and you make camp. The plains are flat and desolate, and you need to hunt for food. You'll find a wild hare to eat. After an uneventful night, the new day dawns. Sky Mountain casts its morning shadow over you. You're travelling across the southern steppes. To the south, the Spine of Harkoon marches across the sky. To the north, endless grasslands stretch away. You come to a desolate ruin, its cyclopean outer walls crumbling now, tell of a once... Its cyclopean outer walls, crumbling now, tell of a once great city, we shall pass by and head to the area controlled by the Horde of the Thundering Skies. This far north, winter's icy grip lasts almost the whole year round. The hard, frosted grass crunches underfoot, and a cold, drizzling rain plunges you into a dark despair. Oh, the gods are with us. You come across the body of a nomad. He has been dead for quite a while, judging by the smell. The dead nomad has red blotches all over his face, and his eyes have been pecked clean by the birds. The corpse is lying on a satchel. Gingerly, you heave the body over with a foot and take the satchel. Inside, you find the mirror of the sun goddess. The high priestess at the temple of Nisoderu in Yaromura asked you to retrieve the mirror. Nisoderu must have guided you to the mirror after she cursed the poor wretch who stole it. Looking at his corpse, you muse on the dangers of incurring the wrath of the gods. We shall ditch our lantern and pick up the mirror of the sun goddess. You find a snow hare to eat. The sun rises, its warm rays barely warming the morning air. You are sloughing across the frozen wastes of the steppes. To the west, you can just make out a river glinting on the horizon, and northwards, a pyramid juts out beneath the flat skyline. The shades of twilight are closing in at the end of the day. Oh, that is a really bad encounter for us. Let's use a luck blessing. The gods sometimes smile upon the worthy. You are given a second chance. And it rolls the same again. So be it. Wild horses rush out of the twilight gloom and thunder towards you. The herd is led by a huge black stallion whose glossy flanks seem to glow in the pale radiance of a full moon. We shall make a sanctity roll, and we do have active because we drank a potion of godliness already. You are right in their path, but the horses surge around you and then they come to a halt, stamping and snorting, their breath like clouds in the cold air. The black stallion trots up to you and regards you with eyes filled with an unnatural intelligence. You realize it is the steed of Tambu, the great spirit of the steppes. The steed can be ridden only by the worthy. It has deemed you of sufficient piety to receive that honour. Then we shall mount the steed of Tambu. You vault nimbly onto the stallion's glossy black back. The steed will take you wherever you want to go on the plains, and then it will leave, galloping off into the sky. Let us go all the way back to Yaromura. And then we shall assess our needs. We shall go to the temple district, of course, and the temple of Nisoderu. The temple of Nisoderu, goddess of the rising sun, is built around an open courtyard in a great shrine, with a great shrine in the middle, covered in lit candles. Do that again. The temple of Nisoderu, goddess of the rising sun, is built around an open courtyard with a great shrine in the middle, covered in lit candles. Inside, 100 nuns dressed in flowing white robes and wearing elaborate wide-brimmed hats sing a continuous chant in praise of her. The goddess is depicted everywhere as a beautiful woman with a face that shines like the sun. She represents not only the sun, but piety, faith, and purity. The nuns of Nisoderu are skilled in the ways of petitioning the goddess to bring the dead back to life. The high priestess can give you an audience, and she absolutely should. The high priestess is overjoyed when you hand over the mirror. She rewards you with 150 shards and the blessing of the goddess of the sun, Nisoderu. You have gained a rank. Maximum stamina points are increased by 2 as usual. We gain 2 stamina. Also learn a skill. Choose one of the following items. Raise the Fallen. It's not beneath you to disturb the ones resting beneath. Summon an undead warrior with combat 10 and stamina 12 to fight by your side. Requires sanctity 7, and we are a follower of Nagil, the god of the dead, and indeed his chosen one, as he has given us a special mark, which she keeps hidden underneath her fringe. Illusory Clone. Requires base charisma 6. Create an illusory copy of yourself in an unoccupied adjacent tile. The clone has the same stats as you, but only 1 stamina. We have a base charisma of 5. And Crippling Strike. Teaches you advanced techniques to further debilitate an opponent. Damage inflicted by targets affected by daze, frostbite, poison or curse will be reduced by 2 to a minimum of 1. That's great, but I think we'll go for Raise the Fallen. It's very much in keeping with the theme that Devika has established. Your gain in rank has taught you much. You feel tougher, luckier, and generally better able to deal with any trouble. Afterwards, you leave. First off, whoa, I am absolutely saving that. There we go. I'm afraid we will have to go back out onto the steps, but first let's see if there's any blessings we can pick up. Amanushi. Thievery, no. Nigh. Combat Blessing, no. Juntoku. Charisma Blessing. Nisoderu. Sanctity Blessing. Tambu would be a scouting blessing, right? Yes, so we got all the blessings. Okay. Let's leave the temple, and in fact the city, and head back out onto the steppes. Somewhat more capable now. We'll go to the Gemstone Hills, and it matters not whether we find the stone slab or not. We shall not interact with it. We'll go to Beladai's camp, then on to the southern plains, where we will doubtless find a snow hare to eat. A wild hare to eat, okay. We'll go to the City of Ruins, then the frozen wastes once again. Ah, great. The evening is drawing in and the moon rises, bleeding its light onto the snow. You are huddled around your campfire when a man runs at breakneck speed into the firelight. He is a nomad of the steppes with a pale, wan complexion. He drops to his knees before you and says, "Help me! Help me! They have taken her to the top of the pyramid. They will surely kill her." Let us follow him to the pyramid, then. The man, whose name is Sgano, leads you north to the pyramid of Sinok. At the top of the pyramid, the light from several burning torches casts a greenish glow over the scene. 5 robed and hooded men stand around a woman who is stretched out on the flat top of the pyramid. The hooded figures chant ominously, and one wields a long, silver-tipped javelin. The woman is manacled with silver chains, and she wrestles and twists against her bonds, screaming and cursing in a most unladylike manner. A little bit of a clue there, most unladylike. You and Sgano race up the steps carved into the side of the pyramid and confront them. "Hold!" you shout. "I will not let fiends butcher an innocent woman!" The captive stops struggling and looks at you with hope-filled eyes that are as green as emeralds. Her hair is as white as snow, although she cannot be much more than 16 years old. Her skin is pale like the moon. She is quite beautiful. The man with the javelin throws back his hood, revealing the wind-ravaged face of an old nomad shaman. "You stupid outlander!" he bellows. "Innocent? She is the Rusban, the vampire witch. Many of the babes of our tribes have been taken by her to feed her monstrous appetite and to keep her young. Sgarno there is nothing but her slave, a dupe, sworn to serve her." "Lies! Lies!" shouts Sgarno. "She is Rusban all right, but that's just her name, and she is my betrothed. These stinking necromancers want to sacrifice her to their dark god because she has white hair and green eyes." "Not so," counters the shaman. "This ritual is the only way to destroy the Rusban, a silver spear on ground consecrated by the old gods." Consecrated to the old gods. You stand unsure for a moment. "Bah, we have no time for this," says the shaman, who turns his back on you. He signals to his companions, who draw wicked daggers and advance on Sgarno, eyeing you warily. "Save me! Save me!" "Oh, sorry. Save me! Save me!" implores the woman huskily. "Silence, witch!" shouts the shaman, clasping a hand over her mouth. We can fight the shamans or help them, and in this case, aid them we shall. Sgarno is quickly subdued. The woman begins to scream with rage. Her eyes blaze with supernatural energy. "Don't look in her eyes," warns the old shaman, but it is too late. One of them has glanced at her. She sucks the soul out of him and he collapses, a withered husk of a man. After a short ritual, the chief shaman runs her through the heart with a silver javelin. Her body quickly begins to shrivel. A column of fetid black smoke rises from the corpse into the moonlit sky, and then fades away with a wail of despair. You are rewarded for helping to rid the world of an ancient evil and gain one sanctity permanently. Hooray! Afterwards, the shamans cut off her hands. "Without her hands, the Rusban will be unable to open the gates of the underworld and return to the land of the living," they explain. You can take a witch's hand if you wish, and we very much do wish to do so. The shamans clean up and leave. You're crossing the frozen northern steppes. Snow carpets the ground. Rising up out of the white wastes, a great pyramid stands. It is panelled with a strange yellowish marble, and an ornately carved gateway is set into one of its faces, flanked by two idols. Curiously, it is untouched by the snow, and when you draw nearer, you realize it is giving off a faint warmth, enough to melt any ice or snow that falls upon it. Steps cut into the side of the pyramid lead to its flat top. Beyond the pyramid are the peaks at the edge of the world, massive mountains of mind-boggling size. We could approach the gates of the pyramid, but we do not know enough about this location, and while it intrigues us and seems worthy of exploration, now is probably not the time. Let us instead head towards the River of Destiny. That's an ominous name, isn't it? To the west, the endless monotony of the undulating steppes is broken by the River of Destiny, its half-frozen waters flowing sluggishly to the Rime water. A black stallion stands on the bank of the River of Destiny, lapping at the water. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, we will use our scouting blessing. The gods sometimes smile upon the worthy. You are given a second chance. Nope. The stallion smells you and snorts. It trots up and stands beside you as if waiting for you to mount it. We shall not do so. We have ridden one horse already, and that was good. This may not be the same steed. There's Celtic stories about a black horse that will come up and be friendly and invite you to mount it, and if you do so, it will ride to the nearest stream or river or well, and you will be unable to dismount as it plunges in and drowns you. Let's not risk that. Obviously, this isn't Ireland, but you never know. You camp for the night. The fur of your wolf pelt helps to keep you warm. You also need to hunt for food. You find a snow hare to eat. The next day, a thick mist has sprung up over the River of Destiny to your west. Let's head to the Rime Water Lake, which appears to be frozen over. You come to the ice-bound shores of the Rime Water. The lake is completely frozen over, and the ice has a strange sheen to it. 3 sluggish rivers, thick with half-frozen water, debouch into the lake from the north. On the southern shore of the lake sits a small complex of buildings from which smoke spirals into the clear, crisp sky, the ice mine. That sounds intriguing, but for now let's go back to the River of Destiny. Nothing happens. We will go back to Rime Water. We want to get the merchant traders. We're getting the black horse a lot. You notice something odd about the tracks it has left in the mud. They are not the hoof prints of a horse, but of a kelpie, a shape-changing water sprite known for luring travellers into the depths. Let's leave it. We can tackle it later when we feel... Wow, the Rime Water just isn't giving its description at all anymore. And nothing. I wonder. There we go. That's how we can get the description. Interestingly, it's not popping up. Black horse again. We see it for what it is, we leave well alone. The reason I seek these traders is they have the parrot fungus we require. Black horse. This time, we do not realize. Maybe it's a different horse. Maybe we should get on... No, it's blatantly the same horse, isn't it? At some point, no, black horse. We'll get a nice low roll. I don't think attacking it removes it from the game. Otherwise, I would gladly attempt to vanquish the fell beast. Aha! A brightly painted caravan pulled by horses rumbles into view. It pulls up, and the caravaneers open up the back to display their wares. They are travelling peddlers. Right, we have 2 potions of strength, so I shall consume 1. They have the parrot fungus, which we seek. I shall also consume 1 of our potions of godliness, and I will purchase from them the rare selenium ore for blatantly obvious reasons, which shall become apparent later on if you haven't watched one of my previous playthroughs. Taking our leave, we shall head off down to the grasslands, an infinite sea of flat plains. You begin to dream of rolling hills and cities awash with people. Here there is only desolation. You come across a circle of ancient wind-pitted standing stones. In the centre stands a weathered stele, carved with Vashada runes and symbols. Let's leave it for now. You're not far enough north for the cold to be a serious problem, but you still need to hunt for food. You bring down a mountain goat to eat. In the morning, you set off. We're at the City of Ruins. We'll move to the Strange Gully, the Southern Plains. Belladai's Camp. The Gemstone Hills, and then, after failing a magic roll, onwards to Yarumura, where we shall visit the Tower of Bakan. Yaramura's streets and plazas are cosmopolitan indeed. Finely dressed samurai swagger and strut alongside nomad traders from the plains and merchants and mercenaries from Saqqara and Golnir. This is a city where east meets west. The clan of the White Spear, however, governs it with a rod of iron. Yaramura is in a perpetual state of readiness for war as the armies and fleets of Akatsurai constantly seek to seize the city for the Empire. You pass the Witch's Hand and Parrot Fungus across the table to Bakan. Bakan hisses in delight and shuffles out of the room. Some hours later, a woman with ice blue eyes and long black hair, serene and beautiful, walks in. "I am Bakan," she says in a voice like honey. "I cannot thank you enough. Bring me some selenium ore and I will fashion you a gift as a token of my gratitude." We will blatantly hand her the selenium ore. Bakan takes the ore and makes a selenium wand for you, which gives +4 to magic. Afterwards, she bids you a fond farewell. We now have our selenium wand, which has raised our magic score to an 11. We will find that incredibly useful in at least 2 quests down in Saqqara, one of which will grant us +1 thievery, the other one will give us a rank and get us to rank 5. But I think that is something I will look into the next episode. I've been lucky enough. I probably shouldn't push my luck much further at this point. There is one more thing we may do while we're up here, but given how we don't have our luck blessing anymore, but we still have our thievery blessing, I think I want to leave that till the next episode. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. I'll say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. See you all soon.